to the Son, to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. So, good afternoon, everyone. Praise be Jesus and Mary.
now and forever.
And forever.
Okay, so, kumusta naman ang mga sale din, ha?
Laban.
Laban lang. Pag di ko nagkuhan. Na ako siya gitan kung unsay na. So anyways, we'll be doing continued discussion on WLAN components based here on our topic for week 5. So we still have 2 topics remaining. So WLAN threats and secure WLANs. So before that, we have review questions. We'll do Kahoot. Let's play Kahoot first. We will have 2 rounds for this topic. So what you call this? I encourage you to join if you have the connection or the connectivity is stable. And then there are 6 questions only for this one. So we're waiting for the code. Okay, napatay players. Napay gusto mag-join. Napay gusto mag-join. Last call. Okay, sige. 24. We are in the list 33 pero na may uban na tagduha ang devices na nakakonect or nag-join sa Meet. So, siguro mga like 30 players. Pero di man daw mag-join si Ronel, so 29. Sige. We'll wait for those who would like to join. 24. Last na nag-end sa topic na to, Jen?
Yes, ma'am.
Last na nag-end sa CapWap operation. So, ang topic na to today is WLAN threats and secure WLANs.
Thank you, ma'am.
The questions in the Kahoot na 6 questions, ano lang siya, they are random questions from the discussions we had last meeting. So we are now 26 players. We are now 26 players. So, apa, last call. Last call for those who want to join. Tama na. Sige, let's go. Let's start. Okay, so for this round, it's true. It is joined to support roaming clients. So an ESS is created. So this one is the top 5 for this number, for this question. Okay, next question. Okay, next question. Okay, the correct answer is FHSS. Okay, top 5. Question number 4. Okay, for this question, top 5. Okay, the correct answer there is ad hoc. For this question, top 5. Last question. Okay, let's look at. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, and then we have runners up. 5, 4, and 5. Okay, there's one more round. There's one more round for this one. I can actually get the full report. Haha, I can see who's the top one to the number of participants. So let's do. Wait, I'll just have to use play. Wait lang. We have the second rematch. Yung sunod topic. Same lang, ako lang i-randomize lang ako ang questions. Nako kung you will still recall the answers to the questions. This is rematch round. For those who want to join sa top 10, pwede. Or if you want to opt not to join, okay rapod.
Ma'am, wait lang ma'am ha, kay may akong net.
Okay, sige. Last call. Nana si Laimi. Naka-join na. Oh, Jean?
Naan ako ma'am.
Sige. Galod pa ang kaigiyan. Yung na lang, pwede na mag-go. Mabutang lang og Gian, okay na? Wala pa. Pwede na? Hapit na ata niya. Sige, wala to na to kadali ha. Ana, kaya na ni. Ikaw, Ninggi. GI. Okay. Let's start. 6 questions. Naglag. Okay. Lain na po ang challenge na to doon sa ano. Lain na po itong challenge pag ani. Pag sa laboratory, papaspasay yung click dire, papaspasay nagnet. Sige lang, I will not anymore, ano lang. For fun na lang niya to ang ginabuhat para natin alternative to our presentations and discussion. Sige, so this would be top 5 for that question. Awang nagtap mga fiber. Okay. Top 5 for this question. Okay, next. Uy, isa. Anyways, okay na na. Okay, top 5. Okay, next question. Lag pa na si Gian. Okay. So next. Question number 5. Nawa na noon si Gian. Okay, last question. Okay, so we are done with the second round. We congratulate those who are okay. Top 3, top 2. How the memory ba? Oh, 6 out of 6. Good. Next. Congrats. Then we have Yort and Joash. Okay, so congrats. Okay. So I'm gonna need the report for this. Okay. No, so we have a challenge with the connectivity if we do something like this. So anyways, na we have to data na daw na ni si Joash. Okay. Sige. Continue lang with your discussion in the chat. I'll just have to read that later. Kita mo ingon-ingon og lag, ma'am. Kita ba nga ingon-ingon og mga lag? Okay. So, I'll continue the discussion for this one. Please do access the resource. We have WLAN threats and secure LAN. So, this would be our topic. So, wireless security. So, last time we had local area network security. So, for this one is for wireless. How many minutes on video? 5 minutes. So, I'll ask you na lang to do the video later. Wireless security overview. So, since si wireless LAN manggod is a type of network wherein many people can easily access for as long as they have the SSID and the password if the administrator set it up in a certain wireless local area network. So, open siya within range sa imuhang access point and the appropriate credentials to associate to it. So, SSID, password, or whatever mechanism to allow you to join or to access it. So, na kay wireless NIC and knowledge of cracking techniques, an attacker may not have to physically enter the workplace to gain access to a wireless LAN. So, attacks can be generated by outsiders. Kung, for example, this is in the organization or sa mga schools or mga businesses. And then, naapoy attackers within sa business, like mga employees na kanang sabay, unsa maning another term for disgruntled. Another term for disgruntled is, sige, you can ask Google for it. We have angry or dissatisfied. So these are employees who are not who are discontented with the current structure of the business, and even unintentionally by employees. Sometimes also it's unintentional. And kung sa school, naapod siya ing ani na mga mechanism na like mga users or anybody who can access the wireless LAN. So wireless networks are specifically susceptible to several threats. So these are the threats. So interception of data. So it can be wireless data should be encrypted to prevent it from being read by eavesdroppers. So sa mga eavesdroppers, mo ni sila ang mga nagapaminaw sa panghitabo within the network. Then we have wireless intruders. Unauthorized users attempting to access network resources can be deterred through effective authentication techniques. And then we have DOS, denial of service. Ang DOS nag-exist po siya sa local area na set up denial of service online. So access to wireless LAN services can be compromised either accidentally or maliciously. Various solutions exist depending on the source of the denial of service attack. And we also have what we call rogue APs. So naman puti, rogue pod na mga devices dito sa local area. Kay wireless LAN po yung rogue na mga access point. So these are unauthorized access points installed by a well-intentioned user or for malicious purposes can be detected using management software. So example for denial of service can be caused by mga signal jammers. Ganun. So it could be a result of improperly configured devices. So, like example, there is an admin could accidentally alter a configuration and disable the network, or an intruder with administrator privileges could intentionally disable a wireless local area network. So, pwede mag-good na si administrator mismo, siya ang nakakos sa denial of service. So, for example, sa ato ang sa UIC na ay instances na dili na to ma-access ang site. So, basically, it's a denial of service. So it could be a misconfiguration from the admin side or it is being attacked. And then there is also a malicious user intentionally interfering with the wireless communication. So kani magong attackers, ang ilahag yung goal is to disable or to disrupt a certain operation of a business or a network. So another is accidental interference. So wireless LAN are prone to interference from other wireless devices, including microwave ovens, cordless phones, baby monitors, and more. So like for example, in this graphic, so the 2.4 gigahertz band is more prone to interference than the 5 gig. So the lower the band is, the more susceptible it is to interference. So for example, this one. Naka-notice ba mo og mga devices na mag ano sila, mag-ilog sila sa signal, like for example, typical example, na-text si NDR. As in, sorry. Kadawat mo message from NDR or MC 5.7 sa Sarangani 11:41 AM. Wala mo kadawat. Nagpag-ura ko kadawat. Naglinog day ganina. Kasi padulong na ang message din ha. Naglinog sa Sarangani 5.7. So, have you downloaded the earthquake app? Kay magsanga ba ning earthquake like from one location to another. Ito na ano to. Wait lang ha, this is just a little update lang of what is happening with our ano. Wala pa man siya na-record dali sa app. Makita magud na to kung asa siya magpadulong. So, pag naagani movement, nagsugod. So, expect na to for the next few days. And another tremor. Okay, so going back, na-notice na ka na with remote devices, like for example, it has a controller. Mag-interfere sila with signal, like for example, ang TV and the CCTV and the cable box, like siguro same sila og frequency or same sila range. That's why ma-cancel out ang uban na services sa isa ka controller. Okay, for example, mogamit ko og isa ka remote control, ang ma-access niya is duha ka device. So ma-access niya ang akong CCTV o ang TV mismo, ang channeling sa change of channel sa cable. So siguro same sila og range. And sometimes ma-cancel out pod ang remote sa akong TV. So ma-problema ko kay dili na mo gana ang other controller. So those are example of interference. Ano man si ma'am o yung example niya kay iyang balay. Wala mo ko yung mga tag nalaing example no. Naaraman ta sa balay. Mura kog nag-monologue actually. Kung nag-monologue ko. Compared sa klase kay makita na ko inyong faces. Karon kay just imagine looking at your faces with the different ko andari sa tawag ganin sa Google Meet. Anyways. Pwede sad ka ng kuan mama pag mag-change ka og kay magkarat ang TV. Yeah. Unsa man na mag-charge pag mag-charge kay magkarat ang TV. Yes, that's another interference. Na ay mga interference. Unsa pa in real life situation, na may mga interference, diba? Daghan og interference sa life. ano, on the side tracking ha, lang like another topic on this one. Aside from the pandemic that we are experiencing right now, what could be the worst, no? What could be the worst from this one pag yun? Tapos pag urabi ako ni tanaw mga zombie na po ng mga movies, sao na lang eh. Na, muna na yung pinakagrabe. Anyways, going back. So we have this wireless DOS attacks. So mo ni ang mga reasons why na ay mga denial of service. Okay, next. Sorry sa akong background. I don't know. Naamanta sa layo ang ako ang doubter. Pero happy kay siya sa iyang claw machine. So like siguro na siya nakuha na toy dito sa iyang claw machine. So, may mga labanan kay walay time zone. Hindi siya ka time zone. So mamalit na tag claw machine. Okay, rogue access points. So rogue, these are access points wherein it causes trouble in your network. So mga angry ni like so like these are good for nothing na mga devices na nakakonect. The rogue AP is an APR wireless router that has been connected to a corporate network without explicit authorization and against corporate policy. So anyone with access to the premises can install maliciously or non-maliciously an inexpensive wireless router that can potentially allow access to a secure network resource. Once connected, the rogue AP can be used by an attacker to capture. Kung sa'yo gina-capture any nila is MAC address. Always remember, ang layer 2 yun ang pinaka weakest point sa OSI layer. So pagka na ang na-attack, so basically it captures MAC addresses. Then also it captures data packets. Yes. You get the token from your claw machine. Naubos na. Sorry class, I have conversations like this. So naka-record ko na siya. So ini na lang i-cancel out niya ha. Ayan na lang i-imay na akong up mga intermission numbers. Kaya na problema daw siya sa token sa iyang claw machine kaya na nasa sulod tanan. Okay. Unya na lang little girl kay let me finish my discussion. Okay. So once a personal, like for example, the capture ang data packets, mag-gain of access to network resources, or maka-launch sila man in the middle attack. Sa inyo ha, like your personal network, your personal hotspot can also be used as a rogue access point. So like 2 minutes, mag-extract sa akong token. Excuse, o pwede mo mag-inom of water whatsoever. I have to extract the token. I'm
Okay,
so
ma'am.
sorry. So, okay. Isa man eh. I'm back. na-extract na nako ang tokens. So, like, mga 20 tokens to. So, mga taod-taod na po ito siya mabalik. Okay, so let's go back to our discussion. I hope you access this one also sa inyong end. So there's an example. A user with secure network access enables their authorized Windows host to become a Wi-Fi access point. Okay, so doing so circumvents the security measures and other unauthorized devices can now access network resources as a shared device. So to prevent the installation of rogue APs, organizations must configure WLCs with rogue AP policies. So example here. Later, you'll be doing a packet tracer file. Packet tracer file si ma'am. With WLC configuration so that you'll have to understand what's the purpose of a wireless LAN controller. So for this one, this is the interface of a WLC device. So naa siya policies. You go to security, then rogue detection security level. Okay, dara. So na rogue detection security level and then maka-choose ka from low, high, critical, custom. Actually, daghan man diri man sa side ang menu or choices on what are the things that you can configure with your wireless LAN controller. And then rogue location, and so on. Taon na nimo pag para mas ma-contain nimo ang mga rogue or ma-prevent nimo ang rogue APs to access points to be installed in your network. Okay, so muna yung configuration. To validate rogue clients against MSE, naka-enable siya, and so on. Yung configuration. Okay, man in the middle, balik-balik na siya na term. I hope you already have a clearer understanding of this concept. Man in the middle. So the hacker is positioned in between two legitimate entities rather, in order to read or modify the data that passes between two parties. There are many ways in which to create a man-in-the-middle attack. So the popular one is the evil twin AP for wireless connectivity. So kani siya, kaning si evil twin access point, an attacker introduces a rogue AP and configures it with the same SSID as the legitimate access point. Okay, this one. Locations offering free Wi-Fi such as airports, cafes, and restaurants are particularly popular spots for this type of attack due to the open authentication. Okay, so pwede ka ma-experiment aning airports, cafes, and restaurants. So you have here, that one will be. So this is Bob's Latte. And then nag-create po siya rogue. So si user, kung gusto man siya free, wireless clients attempt to connect to a wireless LAN would see two APs with the same SSID offering access. So makita ni mo duha. So those near the rogue AP find a stronger signal and most likely associate with it. Or kung asa ka makakonect na libre, mo connect ka, 'di ba? Mo na to ang goal is because we want to have connectivity. So user traffic is now sent to rogue AP, which in turn captures the data and forwards it to the legitimate AP. So return traffic from the legitimate AP, so mobalik from the legitimate AP, is sent to the rogue AP, captured and then forward to the unsuspecting user. So the attacker can steal the user's passwords, personal info, gain access to their device, and compromise the system. Maagi siya here. Before siya mo add to sa legitimate na mga devices. How will you defeat the attack like this? It depends upon the WLAN's infrastructure and the vigilance in monitoring activity on the network. So it begins with identifying legitimate devices on the WLAN. To do this, users must be authenticated. And after all the legitimate devices are known, the network can be monitored for abnormal devices or traffic. That's why we are all required to have our username for kanang naa gani mo gawas na window. So gani term ana kanang pag mag-access mo sa Wi-Fi. Kanang like na ay gina-ask na mga credentials sa inyo ha. Ganit term ana. Katong like pag mag-access mo sa isa ka Wi-Fi wireless na connectivity, di ba? Naaman to. Natong measure mo na measure sa isa ka organization to verify users. Kay kung wala na maglisod pod si admin, si network admin to facilitate the network, especially kung open. So, lisod yun. Sa una, okay lang. Kay wala pa may knowledge ang mga tao about doing attacks. Pero karon daghan na kaayong mga wise, daghan na kaayong mga resources and people. So, that's why we have to authenticate ourselves pag mag-connect sa network. Pero if naamo sa public place, pag dili lang jud ninyo need na mo connect, ayaw na lang mo mag-connect sa if lang, para lang prevention. Okay. So we have this check your understanding on WLAN threats. So which of the following is most likely not the source of a wireless the denial of service attack? Captive portal. Tama, Jean. Captive portal ang term. Tama na ang term. Captive portal for wireless connectivity. Kanang pag mag-associate ka to a certain network. Okay, thank you. So this one is Rogue AP. Second question. A rogue AP is a misconfigured AP connected to the network and a possible source of DOS. True or false? False. Okay, majority ang false. Next question. What type of attack is an evil twin AP attack? ATM. Yay, correct. So improperly configured devices, malicious users, and accidental interference are likely sources for a wireless DOS attack. And then false, a rogue AP is an AP for wireless router that had been connected to a corporate network without explicit authorization and against corporate policy. And then the evil twin AP is a popular wireless MITM attack where the attacker introduces a rogue AP and configures it with the same SSID as a legitimate AP. Okay. So we are done with threats. So since we know the threats, we should secure it. We have to secure our network. So it will cover SSID cloaking, MAC address filtering, authentication, and encryption system. So open authentication and shared key authentication. So for SSID cloaking and MAC address filtering, kani na-mention na nako ni before, kaning MAC address filtering. For SSID cloaking, wireless signals can travel through solid matter such as ceilings, floors, walls outside of the home or office space. So to address the threats of keeping wireless intruders out and protecting data, two early security features were used and are still available on most routers. So when you say SSID cloaking, diba, like, yung mga SSID, mo man ang gina-advertise, no, para makita siya. Pero if you want, you may manually configure the SSID to connect to the network. So, dili mo siya i-broadcast. So, i-disable lang nimo ang broadcast. Meaning, you will not see or dili visible ang imong SSID sa mga devices na gusto mo connect. So, what you'll do is, si client, mas manually configure the SSID to connect to the network. Di ba? Kaya naman na like option to type the SSID. So, kanya. Dali lang na sa imong router, disable lang na nimo. And MAC address filtering, si admin ang manually permit or deny clients. So, using the physical address. So, pangayoon nimo ang MAC address sa mga devices sa mo connect and then i-configure na siya sa router. So, different devices, different MAC address. So, kung naakay tulo ka device na gusto nimo i-connect, so you have to place all the physical or MAC address. So, asa na siya makita sa imong GUI, so you go to wireless, then wireless MAC filter, then enable And then, duha man siya, prevent PC listed below from accessing the wireless network or permit PCs below to access wireless network. So, kung i-permit ni mo, na sila ang makakonect. So, si UIC, yung ginapangayo sa mo among MAC address. So, we have to submit our MAC address sa mga devices na gusto na mo i-connect sa network. So, those two are measures to secure SSID cloaking and MAC address filtering. Then, we have also 802.11 original authentication methods. So, two features would deter most users. The reality is that neither SSID cloaking nor MAC address filtering would deter a crafty intruder. So SSIDs are easily discovered even if APs do not broadcast them and MAC addresses can be spoofed. So naanap siya downside, no? Pero the best way to secure a wireless network is to use authentication and encryption systems. So si 802.11 standard has two types of authentication: open system authentication and shared key authentication. So any wireless client should easily be able to connect and should only be used in situations where security is of no concern. So such as those providing free internet access like cafes, hotels, and in remote areas. But even in hotels, you have still to be itawag ani, a client of the hotel. Kailan pa ngayon is normally your room number and they ask you to create a password from your details. And then wireless client is responsible for providing security such as using virtual private network to connect securely. So VPNs provide authentication and encryption services. And then shared key authentication, it provides, so kani, ang inyong mechanism to secure your network is unsa sa inyong wireless diya sa balay. WPA2. Okay. So here we have WEP, WPA, WPA2, WPA3 to authenticate and encrypt data. So password must be pre-shared between both parties to connect. This one is the chart sa summarization. We have two types. We have open and we have shared key. So sa open, wala password, anybody can connect. Client has full responsibility for security. So providing free access. Pag shared key, so WEP, WPA, WPA2, and WPA3. So these are authentication processes. For shared key, for WEP, designed to secure the data using Revest Cipher 4 or RC4 encryption method with a static key. So the key never changes when exchanging packets. This makes it easy to hack. So WEP is no longer recommended and should never be used. Though nag-exist siya dati, mag-allow sila but this time, hindi na nila gina-recommend. So we have WEP, and then the next one is for, this discussion is for um, purposes so that you have to understand the concept on Wi-Fi protected access, WPA2 and 3. So si Wi-Fi Alliance, it uses WEP but secures data with a much stronger temporal key integrity protocol, so TKIP. So TKIP changes the key for each packet, making it more difficult to hack. And WPA2 is the current industry standard for securing wireless network. It uses AES, Advanced Encryption Standards, for encryption. So it's considered the strongest encryption protocol. And the next generation is the WPA3. So there are WPA3 enabled devices that use the latest security methods, disallow outdated legacy protocols, and require the use of protected management frames. So, however, devices with WPA3 are not yet readily available. So, si next gen na siya si WPA3. I hope you have inyong authentication method sa inyong balay, you are using WPA2. Then, authenticating a home user, we have two choices, WPA, WPA2. So, personal, intended for home. users authenticate using a pre-shared key. And enterprise, it requires radius. So remote authentication dial in user service. So na siya ginatawag na radius server. So there is setting up, and it provides additional security. So the device must be authenticated by the radio server, and then users must authenticate using 802.1x standard. So it uses extensible authentication protocol for authentication. So here, ano ninyo sa inyong wireless device sa GUI niya or graphical user interface, security for 2.4 gigahertz. So security, you have to choose WPA2 personal ang method. Then we have encryption method, so TKIP and AES. So these are the definitions. So na-mention naman that temporal key integrity protocol and advanced encryption standard. So here. Pag papiliun man ka from WPA2, sa imong gamiton. So for kung mo gamit kag TKIP, description is that this one is the encryption method used by WPA. It provides support for legacy WLAN. And then see AES is the preferred method because it is a stronger method of encryption. It uses a counter cipher mode with blockchain message authentication code protocol, so CCMP. So dali. I-identify mo na nimo. Then authentication in enterprise, radius, server IP address, UDP port numbers, and shared keys. So here in the figure, the administrator is configuring the wireless router with WPA2. Enterprise ang gigamit using AES encryption. So the radio server IPv4 address is configured as well with a strong password to be used between the wireless router and the radio server. So this would be the shared key. And then siya naka-configure ang radio server. So the shared key is not a parameter that must be configured on a wireless client. It is only required on the AP to authenticate with the radio server. So user authentication and authorization is handled by 802.1x standard. Then WPA3, according to this, at the time of this writing, devices that support WPA3 authentication were not readily available. However, WPA2 is no longer considered secure. So if you have the WPA3, so that's one thing that you have to, I know. It includes the following features. It has personal, enterprise, open networks, and Internet of Things onboarding. The description. And then for IoT onboarding, it uses Wi-Fi protected setup, WPS, to quickly onboard devices without configuring them first. So this one is if you want to establish a smart home, so na kay mga devices na gina-connect mo for your for the connectivity. Okay, check your understanding. What are the best ways to secure WLANs? Choose two. Address filtering. Which of the following authentication methods does not use a password shared between the wireless client and the AP?
Open.
Open. Which encryption method is used by original 802.11?
RC4.
Question mark. Which of the following encryption methods uses CCMP?
AES.
And last one, choose two. Which of the following authentication method has the user enter a pre-shared password?
WPA and WPA2 personal.
Puro personal.
Yes.
Okay, we have one. This is ID cloaking. So, wait. Show me. So this one is authentication and encryption. Questions. Yay, module practice. What did I learn from this module? Pinabalik siya sa taas. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, let's. Oops. What did I learn? Let's do summary of the module. So we are done with chapter 12 or module for module 12 in this resource. Actually, this is week 5 topic. So it's a type, wireless LAN is a type of wireless network commonly used in homes, offices, and campus environments. So it is based on IEEE standards, and it has four types: WPAN, WLAN, WMAN, and W1. Then it also has wireless LAN technologies, uses the unlicensed radio spectrum to send and receive data. So we have Bluetooth, WiMAX, cellular broadband, and satellite broadband. And it uses the 802.11 standard for IEEE that defines how radio frequencies are used for wireless links. And it operates in 2.4 gigahertz frequency band and the 5 gigahertz band. So standards ensure interoperability between devices that are made by different manufacturers. So we have three organizations that influence WLAN standards: ITU-R, IEEE, and the Wi-Fi Alliance. And then for devices to communicate in the wireless connectivity, it must have a wireless NIC that incorporate a radio transmitter receiver. So si wireless router serves as an access point, a switch, and a router. So na siya tulo ka purpose. Pwede siyang wireless, access point, switch, and router. And then clients use their WNIC to discover nearby access points who are advertising SSID. So si client will associate and authenticate with that access point. And after that, the users now have access to network resources. So access points can be categorized as either autonomous or controller-based. And then we have three types of antennas for business class APs. We have directional, and the MIMO or MIMO. And then we have 802.11 standard. It has two main wireless topology, the ad hoc mode and the infrastructure mode. And we also have the term tethering is used to provide quick wireless access. And then infrastructure modes defines two topology building blocks. We have basic service set and extended service set. And then si frame, naapod siya different fields, wherein each field has its description. And then si wireless LAN uses carrier sense, multiple access, collision avoidance. It's a method wherein the device will wait if pwede na siya mag-send og request sa network for for connectivity. And then part of 802.11 process is to discover a wireless LAN and subsequently connecting to it. And then wireless devices discover wireless access point, authenticate it, and then associate it. What else? We also have discussed CAPWAP as an IEEE standard protocol that enables our our uh, wireless LAN controller to manage multiple APs and wireless LANs. And then CAPWAP split Mac concept does all the functions normally performed by individual APs and distributes them between two functional components. So we have AP Mac functions and the WLC Mac functions. Then we have DTLS as a protocol that provides security between access point and wireless LAN controller. And we have the term Flex Connect. It's a wireless solution for branch office and remote office deployment. Because you configure and control access points in a branch office from the corporate office through a wide area network link without deploying a controller for each office. So mugamit lang kaog tong Flex Connect. And then there are two modes of operation for Flex Connect. We have connected and standalone. So pag connected siya, doon lang siya kay wireless LAN controller. Pag standalone, layo siya from the wireless LAN controller. Then wireless LANs devices have transmitters and receivers tuned to specific frequencies of radio waves for them to communicate. So we have DSS, DSSS, we have FHSS, and OFDM. And then naka-allot pod ang mga channels to a certain megahertz bandwidth so that they will not overlap or interfere. And then wireless networks are susceptible to threats. So The threats were data interception, wireless intruders, DOS attacks, and rogue APs. So wireless DOS can be a result of improperly configured devices, a malicious user intentionally interfering with the wireless communication, and accidental interference. And also we have what we call rogue AP, so rogue access point, and MITM. So ano siya, it has what we call the evil twin AP. It's a popular wireless MITM attack. And then to keep wireless intruders out and protect data, we have two security measures. Itong dati, we have SSID cloaking and MAC address filtering. And there are four shared authentication technique, WPA, WPA2, and the upcoming na technique, which is WPA3. And then home routers typically have two choices for authentication, WPA and WPA2. And then you are to select WPA2 because it's a stronger method. And then for business, wait, for WPA PA2 standards, it follows two types of protocols. We have TKIP, and AES. And then enterprise security mode requires authentication, authorization, and accounting katong AAA radio server. Then we have the module quiz. I leave the module quiz to you for reference. So we are done with module 12 for the topic for week 5. So next week, kasi kanya exam, nag-announce naman to sila exam, diba, last time? Exam na po. 17,
Ano
18?
di ay?
16, 17. Time pa manguta na, ano, di ba gi-announce man to last Friday? Thursday, Friday, no, so 17, 18. Kung pagka-remember sa 16, 17, 17, 18, di ay. So, mag-ano pa ta next week? We'll do review questions and activities for the next week. But I'll give you one activity for the asynchronous task. It uses packet tracer. Wait lang, I'll access it ha. If you have questions, ma'am, unsa na siya, ma'am? Oh. Unsa yung pangutana ni mo, Laimi? Naka-record po ang nag-CR ka. Okay. Asa ana area? Karon pa na ako nabasahan ang message. Nag-summary naman ko ato ganina. Katong dates. Midterm exam. Midterm exam. Gani. Tempa, nadi ko another question. Nag-join. Ano si Longhas? Longhas! Nag-join si Longhas sa inyo ha kay Ma'am Nanette na class?
Wala,
Wala.
ma'am.
Kay nag-module man daw to siya, pero but maglisod siya sa connection. Wala din na siya sa Davao.
Wala, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Wait, I look for the task first. Might want to ask questions there. I'll just read it in a while. Where did I place it? Recent places, documents, apps. Wait lang ha, I'm looking for the task so that I taga ano din na si Longhas, di Matanaw, somewhere in Davao del Sur. It's wireless LAN controller. Unta ma-access kay na mo usahay man good pa di ma-access si ano si Google Classroom for 80 files. Usahay mo okay pud siya. Please download. Wait lang. G, nag-work yung mong gipalit na ano. Saan ito yung mong gipalit? Wireless extender ba to? Range extender to. Nag-configure pa ka ato? Or like, okay. Hmm. Sige. Pangitaon ako to. So, ganito na brand gani. Today is September 9. May announcement sa September 10. Sa oras ang mas 9 to 11. Tapos kasi may tabo sa 8 to 11. 8 to 9 lang i-meet, no? Tama ba ko? Sige, follow up lang na ako. Wala man may morning. Na pa may morning ugma. Memorize inyong schedule. Ay, tama di ay. Monday mo ay SAD. Okay. 8 to 11 mas. Oh, ang teacher ang mag-stream. Okay, sige manguta na. Kay katumang gud nag-meeting last Friday. Nagsabay man gud ang katong katong yung activity gud ninyo. So ni-out ko sa meeting sa CCS, so wala na ko naminaw sa ilahang discussion. Okay. So I'll show to you the topology. Very simple lang man siya na task. This will not take you long. Wait, asa na to akong screen? I'll close my presentation. Stop presenting. So this one, the topic is configure a basic wireless local area network on the WLC. So you have here a table. So I'll just give the overview of this one. So this would be your topology. You have your server, you have R1, you have your switch 1. So this one is a core switch. And then you have your wireless LAN controller. So this is the symbol for wireless LAN controller. So the objectives of this task is for you to explore some of the features of a wireless LAN controller or WLC. So you will create a new wireless LAN on the controller and implement security on that LAN. So then you will configure a wireless host to connect to the new LAN, to the new wireless LAN through an AP or access point that is under the control of the WLC. So you will verify connectivity, connect to a wireless LAN controller GUI, explain some of the information that is available on the wireless LAN controller monitor screen, configure a wireless LAN on a wireless LAN controller, implement security, and configure wireless host to connect to the wireless LAN. So, ang scenario ani, kanina topology is that there is an organization centralizing control of their wireless LAN by replacing their standalone access points with lightweight access points. So, kani, LAP, lightweight access point, and a wireless LAN controller. So, you'll be leading this project and you want to become familiar with wireless LAN controller and any potential challenges that may occur during the project. So, you will configure a wireless LAN controller by adding a new wireless network and securing it with WPA2 PSK. And then to test the configuration, you will connect a laptop to the wireless LAN and ping devices on the network. So you just follow the instructions here. So ang isubmit back sa kuha is the packet tracer file. Kindly check daw if the packet tracer is accessible. I'm reading ma-open siya. Okay, maayo. So mawala daw ang net nila Sulyan. Sige. Kaya ina lang si Mr. Sulyan na ma-access lang niya ang activity sa Google Classroom. So sa Google Classroom lang gihapon ninyo i-submit balik. Okay, so for next meeting, we will do more activities for wireless LAN in preparation for the midterm exam. And of course, there will be sets of questions for concepts. So review na lang ninyo itong module na discuss. Okay, questions. Ma'am, kanusa ang submission ani? So the submission is within the day. If you have stable connectivity, I would like to suggest that you finish it within the day para dili sila mag-abot sa uban ninyo ng mga activities or submissions in other courses or classes. But for those who have limited connectivity, comply lang before the midterm exam. O, diba? Yung ang submission schedule. Questions? Next week, mag-scenario po na mangita pa pag mga scenario for you to practice for WLAN. Isa pa. Concerns before I let you do your activities. So for those who would like to stay for the duration of the class, if you have questions, okay lang. For those who are into data, that would be all for my instruction. Pwede ra mo mobalik within this link if you have questions in mind. I'll be active until sa section B na class. So I'll be here lang. So questions. Ako na lang di stop ang recording.